Arkansas, all sports. It's more sports.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into More Sports. I'm Wes Moore. Glad you're with us. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. What a wild weekend it was with basketball Friday night, Arkansas LSU Saturday, the coaching search still going on, and high school football, the first round of the playoffs. We're going to talk some high school football here in a few minutes. We'll introduce the More Sports Team of the Week. I almost gave it away and said their name, but I'm going to wait, keep it a surprise until later in the show. We're going to start off talking a little Razorback football and coaching search. Former Razorback running back Rawleigh Williams III joins us again. Welcome back to the show, Rawleigh. I always love it when you're on the show with me. You provide a lot of insight, dealing with in the agency side of things and the things that you hear. I think it's great for fans to get a different perspective on the Arkansas Razorbacks program, a program I know you love a lot and probably were in a lot of pain Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of the same story as it's been all year, which I know the fans kind of are sick and tired of. But, those guys, they fight hard. They're more times than not in the game, and then we find a way to come up short. But it's definitely one that we thought we could have pulled off.
And those dudes play hard. I got to give it to them. And I hurt for them because losing sucks, and this is 8 in a row. But they're out there trying as hard as they can. It's just not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's, those guys, they definitely want to win. They definitely want to put out good tape. They definitely play with pride. It's just, again, good teams find ways to win and bad teams find ways to lose. And it just seems like no matter how hard we play, we don't make the right plays at the right time. And that part is probably more frustrating for them than it is for us as fans.
Do you think they can keep going? I mean, 2 more games to go. I'm wondering if there's going to be like, let go the rope, an old term, or just, mail it in, but they keep showing up week after week. You think they can keep doing it for 2 more games?
Yeah, I do. And I know that we'll keep watching and hoping that they do. I think that those are guys, they're hungry to find a way to win. I think that because they're so close in games each week, that they're just waiting for it to be able to turn the tide and, just to have a day to celebrate, all the work that they put in to try to turn this thing around. So I do have hope that they'll play their hardest these next 2 weeks.
Well, the big story is it's the coaching search. Yep. And over the weekend, I thought maybe their leading candidate, Kenny Dillingham out of Arizona State, it sounds like the powers to be there at Arizona State rallied up a bunch of money, and they're going to give him the commitment to the program that he's been looking for. NIL money, coach's salary, his salary, but just enable him to compete in the Big 12 with everybody else. So it sounds like Kenny Dillingham is out. Is that one of the things that you were hearing?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I would have thought that would have been a great hire. And I think that our problem is kind of going to show throughout this process that where we are as a program right now, a lot of these coaches who are head coaches at Power 4 programs are going to be able to use us as leverage. And if not us, then another school as leverage to kind of get the tools and resources they need to stay where they are. But I'm hoping that, we find the right one, because that's all we need is one.
I saw a tweet this weekend. I want to ask you about it. It came from Paul Collins. He covers Virginia Tech, and they think they're getting James Franklin. And he said in his tweet, Arkansas's infrastructure issues were a key factor for Franklin. And Paul says, I try to make that clear to the fan base, but that is one of the issues there at Arkansas. What do you think he means by infrastructure issues?
Yeah, I mean, I think my honest opinion of that is just we have such an unorthodox scouting department and front office department, I guess, as a program right now. And I think that we brought on Remy to do a lot. I think that he's done a good job with the resources that he's had. I think I have a really good relationship with him, and I've seen the work that he's put in. But I just think that when you're coming in from outside of the program and you're used to having, a GM for the football department and a full scouting department and recruiting staff that you can count on, that can watch tape and evaluate when you're worrying about the X's and the O's, it can be a little intimidating or something that could throw people off in terms of trying to get the staff they feel they need to be successful. So I think when somebody like James Franklin, who's basically done it his way for a long time now, sees something that he hasn't necessarily seen before or seen be successful, I think it can be intimidating if you're not able to change it.
One of our mutual friends, Richard Davenport with the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, he did a really good article that pointed out Arkansas's lack of a scouting department, how small it is compared to other SEC schools, and heck, even a Power 5 or non-Power 4 team. How does Arkansas convince someone that's going to change. Because, we've all talked about Hunter Yurchek and his comments at the Touchdown Club. And how do you convince a candidate that, hey, that's the past, here's what we got, this is what we're going to do for you?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think you have to open up your checkbook and tell them what you'll do exactly. I don't think we're in a position where we can, kind of pitch a dream. We have to be able to prove it and to convince somebody that we'll give them all the resources necessary. And this is something that I've kind of noticed since I was a player. I remember playing Alabama, my freshman year, and we're warming up, and they literally had a coach on every 5-yard from end zone to 5-yard line from end zone to end zone, watching us warm up. And I'd never seen that before. And I remember asking my coach, and he's like, listen, man, when you can afford to pay a staff like that, like, you do it. And that's something that's always stuck with me, because when you see programs who are really successful and day in and day out, they have a lot of people you can count on and a lot of people that can pick up every part of the program. And so I think that we need to come in as well as we can and say that we'll be able to provide that for a coach that comes in. I think that we're at a time now where it's kind of a inflection point, and we either go one way or another. And so I think every resource necessary, the state needs to provide it and get whoever we can to come in and change this thing.
What's the talk today? What are you hearing now over the weekend?
Man, I'm hearing everything. And that's why, I think I tweeted out a couple of days ago, like, I don't know what to believe anymore. I've heard that Petrino still has a good chance. I've heard PJ Fleck thrown out there. I've heard the Golishes, the Silverfields, all those guys. I watch all the G5 teams that I can watch. I'm still a huge Traylor fan. I think that he could come in and change the program around really quickly. And so it's really just, and then, you hear from a guy like Trey Biddy who says, that they're looking for a defensive-minded coach. And so just from every coach and agent and player and friend that I've talked to, I don't think anybody knows. And I'm trying as hard as I can to find out that information.
In the agency side of things, is Arkansas taking a hit right now, or do they still feel like this is a good job and they can go and get a good candidate?
Yeah, I think it depends on who you talk to. I think literally we're in a situation where we can get a coach and people say, man, he's going to be really, really successful there. Or we could swing and miss and swing and miss and swing and miss. And then we're looking up and they're saying, we're in the same position that we've been in. So I think just depending on who you talk to, it's literally a coach away from being, we're going to turn this thing around, or it's going to be all more of the same. And I don't necessarily know the perfect answer for that, but I know that this decision is really important and we can't afford to miss this time around. All
right. Your opinion, not what you're hearing, your top 3 guys. Who would you like to see?
That's a great answer. That's a great question. So PJ Fleck, I'm a big fan of him and just how he carries himself. I think that he's a motivator. I think that he's a leader of men. I've followed him really since probably my high school, college days. And I just like the way that he carries himself. It does make me a little nervous that he doesn't have a lot of ties to the South. And so that's one thing that kind of cautions me. Jeff Traylor is somebody that I have a personal relationship with. I know for a fact that he would be really successful here. I don't know if that would be as exciting for the fan base. And I know how important that is to the decision makers to want to get the state to rally behind it. But he's somebody that I think his first press conference, the state says, we're going to be full steam behind this guy. He's going to win a lot of football games. And then that third one is kind of a toss-up, because you see the Golishes, you see the, the Eric Morris, you see the Summeralls, and it's just kind of tough because I think we're in a situation where you have to have somebody that can play all the games. I say all the time, and I probably said it on here, that head coach job is a politician of the state. You got to be like the governor or something in that sense. And you have to be able to carry yourself where you can go in these rooms and fundraise, but you can also go into a high school and get the top kid out of that school. And so when it comes to those 3 guys, I just don't know enough about them to have the confidence they'll come in and be able to do both of those roles. And I think that CEO type is what we're looking for right now.
Yeah. Well, Golish's story is incredible. And to be one of the known as early in his career as one of the top recruiters in the country, and then the offensive mind to, at Tennessee to have the Vols that year as the number 1 ranked offense, and what he's done there. I mean, I'm kind of, maybe I'm a little higher on Golish than others, but I'm with you. There's just there's so many right there that you need for your 3rd, 4th choice. They're kind of all in that same line.
Yeah, definitely. And again, I think, like you said, I think that he has a great resume to have a case for this job. It's just, again, if the state rallies behind him and if he can recruit the players in the South that we need to be successful. But he's done a great job at USF.
Yeah. Well, this is hard because it's dragging on, and you want to know, fans want to know. And here's the thing I would say though, if they maybe they do have their guy and maybe they're working out the final details. I have not heard that, by the way. I'm just saying it still won't matter until the season is completed. You can't name a new coach if it is a coach in waiting, which it sounds like, someone that's coaching right now. You can't name them until the season is over or their season is over. So we just got to be patient and wait another 2 weeks
Yeah,
who it's going to be.
It's tough, man. I think we're all so excited to kind of close this chapter and start the new one. So we're all kind of waiting and have all the notifications on our phone necessary to try to get the information as quick as possible. I know I do. I'm ready.
Rawleigh, thanks. I appreciate it. You're always great to get on here and do a fantastic job. I appreciate coming on.
Thank you always, Wes, man. Have a good one, bro.
All right. It's Rawleigh Williams III joining us on More Sports. All of our interviews brought to you by Gwatney Buick GMC. If you're in the market for a new car, truck, SUV, go on out to North Little Rock and see my friends at Gwatney Buick GMC. Look, Black Friday is right around the corner. But the great thing is you don't have to wait until Black Friday. You don't have to go and fight the crowds. They've got great deals happening right now at Gwatney Buick GMC. 20% off MSRP on the new Sierra 1500. You get the 2026 Terrain, just $279 a month right now. 2026 Buick Encore GX, that's just $199 a month. And don't forget about the largest, hottest crossover out there, the 2025 Invista Preferred. That's just $179 a month. Zero chaos right now. No drama. You can go to Gwatney Buick GMC. It's the 5700 Landers Road in North Little Rock. And check them out right now. And make sure you told them, hey, thanks. Thanks for being a part of More Sports. We appreciate you supporting them. And now I hope all of y'all will go support Gwatney Buick GMC. Now let's move from the Razorbacks and go over to high. Let me introduce the More Sports Team of the Week. It's the Mills Comets, and Cortez Lee, their head coach, joins us tonight. Coach, welcome and congratulations on the victory over Helena West Helena. That was pretty dramatic.
To say the least, Wes, man. But at the end of the day, we got the win. Exciting, cardiac game. But overall, man, glad the guys didn't quit, showed a certain level of fortitude, and came out on top.
What'd you learn about your team Friday night?
Wes, I've kind of learned we don't quit. The previous years, regardless of the score, these guys fight to the end. Halftime, first quarter deficits, fourth quarter deficits, they keep tugging away until we get an opportunity. And whether we win or lose, man, the effort is always there.
You guys, I remember a point in the season, you got off to some slow starts, but you always came back. You always rallied. Do you think that was something that helped you, your experiences from the regular season in this game?
I think so, Wes. And over the previous years, even though we've been very successful with our program, we've been picked to lose a lot of games, even by some double digits. And we've proven people wrong. Not that that's what it's all about. But I think as young men, they keep seeing people go against them, and they build up a certain wall to form something for themselves to say that, hey, guys, if other people don't believe in us, we believe in ourselves. So I think along with not giving up, Wes, and then having that mentality of us against the world, I think that prepares us for adverse situations, which in turn help us possibly come out on top if we get the opportunity.
Yeah, that being said, would it kind of be nice to get off to a fast start and have the lead and not have to worry about that?
Man, that's always the mission. It is no disrespect to other programs, but sometimes you get fool's gold when you play these teams and you scoring 56 points in the first half and all these scores and everyone is jumping around. Parents are happy, kids thinking they're better than what they are at that time. And then you face a formidable opponent and you realize that you have to compete and go above and beyond.
You got a very young team. What do you think they're learning through the season, the first round of the playoffs?
I just think that they're learning, Wes, that their competition varies from week to week and that they have to compete. You know, sometimes you can have a young team that are super talented and they think they just have to show up. And when they see that guys over there on the other part are not probably as talented as they are, but they play collectively well. And they understand the levels that come with that. And they're like, hey, we have to compete now, guys. We just can't rest on one big play or two or three players to carry us. So they're understanding that it takes special teams, defense, collective effort from every aspect of the game to be successful.
All right, I got the last play. I want to play that for everybody and let you play it. It's last play of the game. You're down. You got to score a touchdown. Can't kick a field goal. When you call this play, what were you thinking? What were you hoping?
Moody I was thinking, man, if I have to go
run
home,
it. He's looking end zone.
Or be emotional. Let me be emotional, giving this ball to the player that I think and get us across this finish line. And it was our quarterback, Eli Moody, in a spread set, give him a little bit of opportunity and wiggle room to make a play, and he did that.
Yeah, he had to make a play because it wasn't, just a walk into the end zone. He had to break a tackle. He had to make somebody miss.
Actually, Wes, we called QGT to the left, and they were blitzing through the B gap. So he saw that early, and he actually went the opposite way. That play was designed to go left, Wes. And once he saw the guys were they blitzed both of their linebackers through the B gap, he just outran the one on the right side where the trip set was at. So, man, a credit to him, Wes, and a credit to our team. Let me change that because it's always a collective effort.
Well, and I saw that, coach, and I saw the one of the linemen pulling, and I wondered if it was supposed to go that way, and he went on his own the other way. And yeah, you answered my question.
Yes, only Eli can do some stuff like that. So often, man, he just depends on his brute strength a lot of time because that's his gift, along with his speed. And sometimes it gets him in trouble. But more than not, man, he normally comes out on top because he works hard and he believes in his skill set.
He had a play, and I was flipping around from game to game, but there was a 4th and long, or maybe 3rd and really long, and he scrambled and scrambled and I thought he was going to pick it up, but it was just an incredible play. I was like, this could be the play of the year, and then he got tackled short. But I was like, that was incredible.
I remember exactly that play because I was like, to me, I'm saying get down, even though I know it's a 4th down and you want to convert. But at the same time, sometimes, Wes, you live for another play in another situation. But he broke 7 tackles in that play. Oh. Announcer's like, "Oh, he's down. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, well, he's steady going. Well, here he's going out of back. No, I was like, goodness gracious, it's so much saga and drama in this one play. And if the guys would have kept blocking, because I think some of the players gave up a little bit, Wes, because he was so far behind them, and they stopped blocking and they were looking at the play. But if they would have kept blocking downfield, that probably would have been the play of the year, Wes, because it was incredible. He broke like 7 tackles in that one play.
Well, they were probably like us, in awe, and forgot, and they were watching instead of blocking.
Right.
All right, what about this week? You got a tough one with Bauxite. Of course, it's going to be tough. It's the second round of the playoffs. They get tougher and tougher. What do you think of Bauxite?
Wes hard-nosed, play the game well, kind of run a scheme that they believe in. Guys play with a lot of effort out there. Coaches intense. So we're just going to have to be the best version of Mills Comets. I've gotten away from giving too much credit to teams because I feel like sometimes, man, who you are is what defines what the outcome is going to be. Of course, you game playing for other teams and try to take away things, but man, really concentrate on what you do well and make people try to stop what you do. So combination of showing them ultimate respect, but at the same time, making sure, Wes, that we go out and orchestrate and do Mills Comets football.
How's it feel to be playing and practicing another week?
Man, it always feels good. Anytime I could be around these young men and we get to enjoy each other and we build goals together and we build up all the different levels of coming together. That's kind of what coaching is to me outside of winning. I like the relationships and watching young people grow.
Coach, thank you. We appreciate it for coming on and talking about your comments, and congratulations for being the More Sports Team of the Week. What a dramatic victory.
It's an honor, Wes. Thank you very much.
You bet. We'll talk to you Friday night.
Have a good one.
All right. Cortez Lee joining us, head coach of the Mills Comets. And remember, all of our guests are brought to you by Gwatney Buick GMC. Big thanks to them for sponsoring the show. And if you're in the market for a new vehicle, go check out Gwatney Buick GMC. Support them because they're supporting me and us, our show. All right, coming up tomorrow night, we got Razorback basketball. We'll do a Razorback basketball post-game show, instant analysis as soon as the game is over. And be sure to come back here tomorrow night after the game for more sports.
All Arkansas, all sports. It's more sports.